Hi there, this is Michael King, and in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 steps that you can take to be able to get more patient reviews. And so if you are in a medical clinic, having a 4.5 star or better rating on Yelp, Facebook, and Google is absolutely mandatory in today's world because social proof matters a lot for patients. And so what I want to give to you real quick is the 5 steps that our clients have taken on how to be able to get more reviews. And so step number 1 is pretty obvious. Everybody in the clinic has got to be on the same page. Everybody in the clinic has to be have the mindset of providing not only exceptional patient care, but also being comfortable of having the actual discussion with a patient about asking them to share their story. And that's one little distinct difference that we have our clients to do is instead of saying, hey, could you give us a review, it's like, hey, we'd love for you to share your story. That's one way that we have our clients to ask patients to be able to give them a review. And so number 2 is you've got to know how to set up the actual ask. And what I mean by that is that at the first time that a patient is hearing about sharing their story or leaving a review is that after the procedure, well, then you maybe haven't set it up properly. What I'm saying is that after they've committed to having their procedure done, whatever it might be, what you want to do is say, listen, we are absolutely committed to patient care here at XYZ Practice. And one of the ways that we like to be able to continually improve is we sit down with our patients after, the 1 week or whatever that amount of time is, after you know that they're going to be their most euphoric and happiest. So we like to sit down with our patients and really we want to hear about how we treated you. We want to make sure that you had an exceptional 5-star patient experience. And if you're not, well, we want to hear about that. And if you are, we'd love to encourage you to, again, share your story with those people online. And so you get them to actually make that commitment prior to having the procedure done. So that way it's an agreement that you all have and say, listen, when you sit down with them, which is step 3, which is like when to ask for the referral, you ask them again when they're most euphoric. And so by asking them in our space, which our niche is we help ophthalmologists to be able to do more laser vision correction. So for us, the time when the patient is most euphoric is at the 1 week mark. And so that's when we want to be asking them. So, but again, you don't want to surprise a patient with asking for a review. And so having that little prop up or sort of future pacing them or letting them know like, hey, we're going to ask you to share your story and make sure that they know that it's in a very safe environment and that you're not going to be like pressuring them. That I think is an important thing to be able to do. And so the next one is, so you now know that, when to ask. Then how do you get the maximum amount of reviews? Well, we have discovered that the best thing you should probably do is be incentivizing your staff. And I understand that, I wish that every staff member would ask a patient to leave a review, but you can't argue with results. And so what we have found is that the practices that incentivize their staff to be able to have these conversations with patients are the ones that get the best results. And so incentivizing your staff, I would highly recommend you consider that. And then on top of that, number 5 is you've got to measure the results. It's not enough to just be, hey, everybody, ask for reviews. You have to, on a weekly or a monthly basis, be able to identify how many of those types of conversations did we have, and then what was the result of that. And so in a future video, we'll talk about things like Podium and Bird Eye and other reputation management software that you can utilize to get a higher amount of people to actually leave a review. But for the time being, those are the 5 steps I wanted to tell you. So making sure that everybody's dedicated in your practice, how to be able to set up the actual ask for the referral, when to actually ask, which is when they're most euphoric. Make sure that you incentivize your staff. And then step number 5 is make sure that you're measuring the results. I cannot overstate how important it is to have an outstanding reputation for you or for your client's business. So I hope that was of help. Any questions, feel free to jot them down below. But in the meantime, have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.